Mustangs are the true embodiment of what it means for a car to have a character, an essence in a way. Some of them are really unique that nobody's ever heard of. So we compiled 5 of the rarest Mustangs that I'm sure you've never heard of. Number 1. The 1965 Shelby Mustang GT350R. Back in the day, when the Ford Mustang was fresh on the scene, Lee Iacocca had a vision. He wanted a Mustang that could dominate the competition. Enter Carroll Shelby, the man with a knack for turning ordinary cars into track legends. Initially skeptical about the Mustang's looks, Shelby eventually said yes, and the GT350R was born. And what makes this car so special? Just a peek under the hood, a modified 289 cubic inch V8 roared to life, packing a punch of around 350 horsepower, some say even more. That's a serious jump from the stock Mustang's 271 ponies, translating into neck-snapping performance. But Shelby American didn't stop there. They slashed weight wherever possible, resulting in a featherweight 2,750-pound machine. But don't think about gas mileage. The GT350R was all about performance. Launching from 0 to 60 miles an hour in a scorching 5.5 seconds and pushing past a mind-blowing 180 miles an hour top speed, the GT350R delivered numbers that were unheard of for a mid-60s car. It wasn't built for comfort, it was built for pure, unadulterated speed. Ford supplied stripped-down Mustang fastbacks, which Shelby American then transformed into ferocious track weapons. Gone were creature comforts like heaters, radios, and sound deadening. Every ounce shed was a victory for performance. This laser-sharp focus on weight reduction paid off in spades. The GT350R boasted a phenomenal power-to-weight ratio. It carved corners with razor-sharp precision, leaving competitors in its dust. But a powerful engine and lightweight body are just part of the equation. Shelby also imbued the GT350R with a competition-ready suspension that could handle the rigors of racing, along with special tires designed to deliver maximum grip. Visually, the GT350R was a force to be reckoned with. Cloaked in Wimbledon white with racing stripes, it exudes an aura of pure purpose. Functional side brake scoops and a unique rear quarter panel window hinted at the beast lurking beneath the sleek exterior. This wasn't just a car, it was a statement, a declaration of dominance on the racetrack. Only 34 production models of the 1965 Shelby GT350R were ever built, making them incredibly rare and valuable collector's items today. Owning one is akin to possessing a piece of automotive history, a testament to a time when form followed function in the most glorious way possible. But the GT350R's legacy extends far beyond its rarity and collectability. It served as a blueprint for future Shelby Mustangs, establishing a lineage of high-performance, track-focused machines. Sure, some might argue that modern Mustangs offer superior performance and technology, but the 1965 Shelby GT350R transcends mere statistics. It's a symbol of a bygone era, a time when raw power and driver skill reigned supreme. It's a car that stirs emotions and makes you want to grip the steering wheel and feel the exhilaration of pushing a machine to its limits. Back in 1965, this thing was $6,500. A steal then, a drop in the bucket today. Fast forward to now, and owning a slice of automotive history comes at a premium. Pristine condition, racing history, and pure legend status. All these factors jack up the price. Be prepared to loosen your grip on anywhere from $1.5 million to a mind-blowing $3.85 million for a 1965 Shelby GT350R. Mustangs have come a long way since then, and one of the rarest is the ultimate drag racing legend. Number 2. Boss 10-liter Mustang. This isn't your typical pony car, it's a bona fide beast that took the drag racing scene by storm. With its unparalleled power and undeniable impact, the Boss 10-liter Mustang stands as the progenitor of modern-day Cobra Jet factory drag cars. This was a one-off marvel, a direct result of the high-stakes arm race against the equally insane 1993 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. Both cars had one mission: to generate as much power as possible to hype up their respective brands. Production cars? Not a chance. These were pure showstoppers. At first glance, the Boss 10-liter Mustang might not catch your eye as anything extraordinary. Sure, it had a big stripe package and a large cowl hood, but otherwise it looked pretty unassuming. However, pop that cowl hood and you'll find the holy grail of engine staring back at you. Gone was the stock motor, replaced with a monstrous 600+ cubic inch big block. This engine, crafted from an all-aluminium Boss 429 motor, was packed with an array of high-performance parts and upgrades. The cylinder heads were near replicas of those Ford used in their 429 engines during their brief NASCAR stint. This meticulous engineering resulted in a mind-blowing output of 800 horsepower and almost 800 pound-feet of torque. In the 1990s, this kind of power was headline news. The car could easily run 10-second quarter miles, making it a drag strip superstar. To handle all that brute force, a C6 automatic transmission was employed, although even this hardy gearbox struggled with the torque tsunami generated by the 10-liter engine. When pitted against its rival, the 1993 Camaro ZL1, the Boss 10-liter Mustang put up a fierce fight. According to car and driver's test from the period, both cars ended in a tie. Remember, neither of these dragsters was meant for mass production. The Boss 10-liter Mustang in particular remained a one-off wonder, now residing in the legendary collection of Jack Roush. This car was all about performance and every aspect was designed to dominate the drag strip. Step inside it and you'll find an interior stripped down to the essentials. Forget luxury, this car was all about speed. Imagine two bolstered bucket seats hugging you tight as you tackle high-G maneuvers. Storage was minimal, maybe a glove compartment and a small cubby behind the seats, but who needs more when you're piloting a drag racing legend? Tech was basic with a simple radio and Bluetooth connectivity for your phone, though let's be honest, you'd be too engrossed in the engine's symphony to care about fiddling with menus. And this thing didn't even have climate control, just a dual-zone system to keep you cool. Modern aids like traction control and electronic stability control were absent, fitting for a car that was never intended for the daily grind. This was a weekend warrior at best and a track demon built to be pushed to the limits. It has a stripped-down chassis like the Cobra R, emphasizing strength and lightweight construction. Durability was key with a fully adjustable performance suspension to fine-tune the ride height and handling. The Boss 10L Mustang might never have seen mass production, but its legend lives on. It's a testament to Ford's ability to push the boundaries of performance and create something truly special. In a hypothetical matchup against today's high-performance titans, the Boss 10L Mustang holds its ground. The Dodge Demon, with its 808 horsepower and drag racing pedigree, and the Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 1LE, with its 650 horsepower and road course dominance, both present formidable competition. But the Boss 10L, with its potential for over 900 horsepower, represents a dream for collectors and drag racing enthusiasts alike. While some might scoff at its impracticality, others see it as a symbol of raw, unbridled power. This car was about the thrill of the drive, the roar of the engine, and the pursuit of speed. It stands as a reminder that sometimes the most memorable cars are those that dare to push the envelope. It doesn't even have a price tag, but given its unparalleled performance and rarity, the Boss 10L Mustang would likely command a hefty sum. Comparing it to the Dodge Demon, which costs over $80,000, the Boss 10L could easily surpass $100,000. This car would be a collector's dream, with its exclusivity and legendary status ensuring it holds, if not increases its value over time. Maintenance would be no small task either. Keeping this beast in top form would require meticulous care and a healthy budget for regular servicing. Number 3. The Kenny Brown 289 RS. The Kenny Brown 289 RS was a specifically built performance SN95 Mustang, created in an era where aftermarket-tuned Mustangs were all the rage. These were the glory years for companies like Roush and Celine, known for building high-performance Mustangs, and the 289 RS was no different. Imagine a 1998 Mustang SVT Cobra reborn with a steroid injection. The stock 281 cubic inch engine gets bored out to a monstrous 289 cubes, then force-fed by a power-hungry Vortex supercharger, unleashing a staggering 450 horsepower. That's a quantum leap from the factory 305 horses, translating to a neck-snapping 0 to 60 in just 4.4 seconds and a blistering 13.04 second quarter mile. Hold on tight, this is a straight-line dominator. But this car wasn't just a straight-line beast either. The 289 RS was meant to be a balanced handler, which meant it received a wider set of forged-line wheels with stickier tires, a Brembo big brake kit, and a full suspension overhaul complete with Bilstein stocks, added subframe bracing, and a reworked suspension setup to give it great handling for this generation of Mustang. This rare beauty was only built in 1998, as this was the last year of the SN95 body style. While no exact production numbers are available for the Kenny Brown 289 RS, it's estimated that only a handful were ever made. And where the 289 RS truly shines is in its handling. Kenny Brown ditches the stock suspension for a race-ready setup. Imagine razor-sharp steering, minimal body roll, and feeling glued to the corners like a heat-seeking missile. It's a dream for drivers who crave a truly connected experience with the road. Of course, with great power comes great responsibility. The 289 RS features upgraded Brembo brakes, likely with larger rotors and high-performance calibers to rein in all that fury. No more white-knuckled moments here, just confident, hard-hitting brakes that let you explore the car's limits with poise. The 289 RS's interior is an extension of its blistering performance. Creature comforts take a backseat to pure driving pleasure. It's a cockpit built for the enthusiast. It has a balance between comfort and performance, with bolstered seats that hug you in the corners, a driver-centric layout that puts everything within easy reach, and high-quality materials throughout. Don't expect a high-tech wonderland here. Fancy infotainment systems and booming sound systems are likely absent. The focus is on essential driver aids, the tools you need to keep this beast under control. Think of it as a race-ready cockpit, with every element designed to keep you engaged and in command. But rest assured, the essentials like ABS and traction control are there to keep you safe while you explore the car's limits. If you don't like this fact, well, there's nothing you can do. This is a quirk you can't escape, but this next one takes it up a notch. Number 4. The 1984 Mustang GT350. A car shrouded in nostalgia rather than raw power. While the name evokes images of Carroll Shelby's legendary touch, in reality, Shelby had no say in its creation. Instead, Ford was battling with the constraints of stringent emissions regulations and a decline in horsepower. When the Fox body Mustang was introduced, Ford was in a tight spot. They needed a way to boost sales without exceeding emission standards, so they leaned into the Mustang's rich heritage. The 1984 GT350 was a tribute to the iconic GT350 of the 1960s, a strategic move to pull at the heartstrings of car enthusiasts. All models were adorned in Oxford white, reminiscent of the original GT350s, but with a twist. Red accents replaced the traditional blue side stripes. Inside, the bright red interior added an extra layer of vintage flair. This wasn't merely a car, it was a homage to Mustang's storied past. So what lies beneath the hood? Prepare to temper your expectations. The GT350 offered two engine choices, a turbocharged 2.3-litre 4-cylinder and a more conventional 5-litre V8. The Turbo 4 pushed out 145 horsepower, while the V8 mustered 175 horsepower. Even by the standards of the 1980s, these figures were modest. The GT350 made no bones about being more of a showpiece than a muscle machine. With around 5,200 units produced, it's no surprise that Ford kept production numbers relatively low, given the underwhelming performance. It had a power plant that exudes a classic muscle car aura, albeit modestly by today's metrics. This engine prioritizes the driving experience over efficiency. The 5-speed manual transmission ensures a direct and engaging connection between driver and machine, something that automatic transmissions can't replicate. Rear-wheel drive adds to the retro driving feeling, making every journey a nostalgic trip down memory lane. And when you step inside, you'll be immediately transported back to the 80s. The canyon red interior, complete with high-back racing seats, screams vintage cool. Modern conveniences like touchscreens and Bluetooth are conspicuously absent. Climate controls are manual, and entertainment comes from a trusty AM/FM radio with a cassette player as an optional luxury. The Spartan interior compels you to solely focus on the drive, turning every trip into a pure analog experience. And on the outside, boxy lines and quad headlights evoke an era when muscle cars roamed the streets. The convertible option stands out, offering the pure joy of open-top driving without the complexity of modern retractable roofs. While customization options were limited compared to today's cars, the Oxford white paint with red accents made a bold visual statement. Built on Ford's Fox platform, the GT350 was aimed at agility rather than brute force. Its low ride height and balanced weight distribution made it a joy to drive on twisty roads. Back in 1984, the GT350 was priced around $12,000, equivalent to about $33,000 today. For a car with such a storied pedigree, that's quite the bargain. Nowadays, well-preserved examples can fetch between $17,000 and $48,500, depending on condition and mileage. For a lot of people, it's worth every penny. But in my opinion, nothing comes close to this next one. Number 5. The Aoka 45th Anniversary Mustang. If you're a fan of Mustangs, then this name definitely rings a bell. When we talk about the giants of the automotive industry, Lee Iacocca's name is bound to come up. Known as the father of the Mustang, his influence on the car industry is monumental. So it was only fitting that a special edition Mustang be crafted to honor his legacy. And let me tell you, the Aoka 45th Anniversary Mustang is not just any car, it's a masterpiece that Iacocca himself helped design. Built on the 2009 Mustang GT platform from the S197 family, the Aoka 45th Anniversary Mustang underwent a significant transformation. Gafolio family metal crafters were responsible for the stunning coachwork, which involved a complete redesign of both the front and rear fascias and a sleek new roofline. This rework gave the car that iconic fastback look, setting it apart from the standard Mustang GT of the same year. The result? A car that turns heads and stands out in any crowd. Some might expect a special edition car like this to be all show and no go, but the Aoka Mustang defies the stereotype. Equipped with the Ford Racing Handling Package, which includes upgraded suspension and brakes, this car is built to hug corners and deliver a responsive, engaging driving experience. It's not a track car, but for a commemorative edition, it offers a surprisingly dynamic ride. The Aoka Mustangs were fitted with a full Ford Racing suspension setup and big Brembo brake kits, ensuring that the car's performance matched its stunning looks. Under the hood, the Aoka Mustang retains the 4.6-liter 3-valve V8 engine from the standard Mustang GT, delivering a solid 300 horsepower. But for those craving more power, an additional supercharger option was available, boosting the car's output to over 400 horsepower. This upgrade transformed the Aoka Mustang into a beast on the road, offering an exhilarating driving experience. Inside, the Aoka Mustang balances classic muscle car vibes with modern comfort. Heated and cooled leather seats come standard, along with adjustable pedals for a perfect driving position. It's a two-seater, so don't expect it to fit a carpool crew, but for a luxurious solo ride, it's perfect. The interior might lack high-tech gadgets, but a premium sound system with Bluetooth ensures you can enjoy your favorite tunes while cruising. Step inside and you'll notice the Aoka Mustang's interior isn't just a rehash of the GT's cabin. The seats are reupholstered with premium materials and custom badges adorn the interior, celebrating this special edition. If you're thinking of getting your hands on one of these, good luck. Only 45 were ever built, and they were sold exclusively through Galpin Ford for just 1 year. This limited production run makes the Aoka Mustang a true collector's item, a piece of automotive history that's as rare as it is desirable. Each car features a unique serial number and subtle design cues that pay homage to Iacocca's legacy. While it may lack some modern interiors, its historical significance and exclusivity make it a prized possession for any car enthusiast. Owning an Aoka Mustang isn't cheap. Prices for this limited edition model ranged from $49,280 to $88,000, depending on features and condition. But given its rarity and collectible status, its value is likely to appreciate over time. For collectors, this car isn't just about the thrill of driving, it's a solid investment.